Hi, with this video today I want to cover grieving. The first ever video I did was called Grieving, dealing with loss and depression, and when I actually finished the video, when I was speaking, it made perfect sense to me because I had my thoughts running around in my mind. The difficulty is for someone like me who's not very, this is my sort of first times of doing a video, is getting the point across with the words you're speaking. So when I listened to the first video I did, I realised it could have been taken two ways, and I just want to clear up on that really, and mainly go into the grieving area. So the first thing I want to say is that grieving doesn't equal depression. Grieving causes depression, but it's not the same thing. It's two totally different things, and it's nigh on impossible for me to cover every aspect of depression and grieving because it's such a vast subject with so many possible avenues. But the reason why I'm doing these videos is I want to give people thoughts to flirt with in their minds, and somebody out there at some point watching one of my videos something will click. It will join something together in your mind that opens up a new avenue to you because you're at that stage what I'm talking about, or you've gone through that and now it makes sense. So that's my point really, to give you thoughts to flirt with. So going into grieving, one of the main things with grieving is anybody who tells you that it's black and white, just get on with it, or all you need to do is keep yourself busy, or stop worrying about that, you can do nothing about it anymore, the person's died, move on. This is totally bad advice, and they really haven't been through it properly themselves. Either that, or they are very, very low empathy people who can just do that themselves. Now the trouble is with people with high empathy, the people who care, is that you take everything a lot more personal. And one of the main things with grieving is that when somebody dies who's very close to you, you may still live in the house where they were or whatever, you tend to leave like wardrobes full of their clothes. These probably have no use to you in the physical world, but mentally, when you open up that cupboard and look at those clothes still hung there, or things still on the windowsill, it makes you feel better. Now that does nobody any harm. Don't let people say, oh, it's about time you clean this out, it's about time you done that. No, if you don't feel ready for it, you don't do it, because these people just don't get it. Or either that is so long ago that they've lost somebody that they forgot that they went through all these things. And for instance, when my younger brother died, he was only 6, he left a handprint on the front room window. Now my mum and dad wouldn't wash that for months. This is how they got over it. They looked at it, they felt the feelings that brought from looking at his handprint on the glass, and remember when he was stood there with his hand on the glass, and that brought them comfort for that time. Obviously these things can't go on forever, nothing lasts forever. But what I'm trying to say is that if other people make you feel bad with what they're suggesting, then it's obviously not right for you. Only you know what's right for you, and what's needed is a bit more of a look inside of you and what makes you feel happy. So like there's something about speaking out loud. It doesn't matter what aspect you do it in. So it could be that you walk into the room of the room where the person was the most, a chair that they sat in the most, and you speak to them. There's nothing wrong with that. Who are you harming? You're not harming anybody. And it gives you a funny feeling. You feel very emotional at that point when you start to speak, and then you walk out and you feel better. Now the next stage of this is when you speak out loud to to people in your life. So it's no good talking to people who deep down inside in your heart don't really care, or you don't trust them 100%. And the reason being is that 70-80% of people who come your way, who showing that they care, 70 or 80% of them actually just want excitement. So they're speaking to you, they want to hear all the nitty gritty, and they go, oh my love, oh, and that terrible this, that and the next. then they go off somewhere else and they've got to tell it all to someone else because they get excitement out of going, guess what, yeah, he told me but he didn't tell anybody else, blah 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 blah. They feed off that thrill of finding this out, and once you see through that and see what people are trying to, you know, what they're doing, it makes you go quiet. So don't ever speak around these people. It'll only lead to bad places. People will be coming up to you and saying, I heard this, I heard that, and it'll make you feel worse. Only speak to people who've never judged you and they're on your side 100%. The next thing really is you know, another person you can speak to is a total stranger, because we've all met them. We've all stood in a walked along a seafront, sat on a bench, or you know, actually just bumped into somebody randomly and they said, can I sit here, or, you know, at a coffee table or whatever. And we've all felt that feeling. We know deep down inside, our intuition, it tells us that these are good people. And you chat and you just hit it off like that. And these people you don't know, you may never see them again. They may be somewhere miles away that you're never, you know, you're never going to go that way again. These are perfect people to speak to, because you say everything that you feel and you talk to each other, and both of you let off all your emotions about this subject and the people you've lost, and then you walk away. But nothing, you can't have any repercussions from that. You can tell them everything and there's no repercussions. When you walk away, that's it. Now this gives you a tremendous feeling, and it's something to do. I mean, I'm not a religious person. I don't follow any particular religion. I know there's a creator. I know there's some sort of what most people see as a god. There's something up there that we are part of or inside of or whatever. But this doesn't mean that you know, that how can I put it? So there's something about speaking out loud. It's as if something or someone or whatever hears you. It's as if, you know, when you can think it all day long, it doesn't make any difference. When you talk, it is as if something around you hears it, or you feel that something around you is hearing it. Maybe the spirit of the person. You may you know, sort of have ideals of that are never gone forever, and that's not a bad thing to think about if it makes you feel good. And this, you know, that makes you feel a lot better. It is a great way of healing. You also need to remove yourself from people who make you feel, you know, who when you're really grieving, they just tend to say little things that make you feel 10 times worse. Like usually it's one sentence, and they say it and it just goes, you know, and it takes you into that grieving a little bit more. Maybe makes you tearful, makes you depressed. You need to stay away from these people at all costs. You need to find the true people in your life. Now, this may be harder than what you think. You may live in with them, and you can't see any way out, but there's always a choice. There's always a way out. There's always choices in life of what we can do. We have free will. It may not look very pretty, and it may bring a small amount of sacrifice, but the end result will be that you will feel fantastic. So what I'm saying is, distance yourself from the people who make you feel really, really down, and try and obsess on the ones that bring you joy, that are all, and give them a big cuddle. You know, make them feel happy, and that's another thing. You know, there's something about cuddling. Finding someone you really love, who you know cares about you and you care about them, and giving them a good 20-30 second cuddle is so meaningful, and you know, it makes you feel good inside. It passes off whatever you're feeling through between each other, and you can heal each other. So there's nothing wrong with that either. So main thing is, don't let other people you know, tell you how to feel, how you should be dealing with it. Only you know that. It's going on in your head, not theirs. If it was going on in their head, then they'd have to deal with it in their own way. And you certainly wouldn't go domineering what they should be doing. And like I say, I'm throwing these videos out hoping that some parts of it will strike a chord with somebody, and they'll suddenly have this enlightenment moment where they go, that's what it is. That's right. I don't feel bad about that anymore, because I know that this man here is going through the same thing as me, and now he's confirmed it because you've heard it from someone else. And this is why it's good to talk to people who are going through the same thing as well. So anyway, I'm going to end the video there, otherwise it's going to take me like 3 hours to upload. But you know, there's plenty more to follow. I'm getting better as I go along, so please bear with me on getting my points across, and I'll do it the best I can. Thanks, bye.